And I'm Akira.
And you're watching
Dante's Boxing Nation.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So Terence Crawford meets up with Oscar De La Hoya and Bernard Hopkins to strike some type of fight deal. Now, I was telling you guys earlier, it wouldn't be that bad of an idea if Terence Crawford is guaranteed the Virgil Ortiz fight. I told you guys it wouldn't make any sense at all if Oscar De La Hoya is trying to push for a Crawford versus Alexis Rocha fight. A lot of people don't know who Rocha is. He lost to Rashidi Ellis, but he is the fighter that beat Blair the Flair. And he just had a fight this past weekend that nobody knew about, including myself. So Oscar, he does an interview talking about his meeting with Terence Crawford and who he wants to see Terence Crawford fight if he signs some type of deal with Terence Crawford. And this is what Oscar De La Hoya said.
He wanted to come and say hi to two legends, me and Hopkins, and to show them some love. Terence Crawford, the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. And we're looking forward to further the discussions. So maybe we can make a Rocha versus Crawford fight.
So the fact that Oscar De La Hoya is really pushing for Terence Crawford to fight against Rocha is a clear indication that Oscar De La Hoya feels that Terence Crawford will beat Alexis Rocha and Virgil Ortiz. So he feels if he's going to go ahead and feed Ortiz to Terence Crawford, he might as well make as much money out of Terence Crawford as he can before Terence Crawford knocks out one of Oscar De La Hoya's biggest stars in his roster, which is Virgil Ortiz. Not only has Oscar been in the ring before, but he was one of the best at his time. He even won a gold medal. So Oscar De La Hoya, he knows boxing. And when I say he knows boxing, I mean he knows who has a really good chance of winning and who will most likely lose, depending on the styles that are matched up. Because Oscar De La Hoya is a much better fighter than a Virgil Ortiz. And Oscar De La Hoya, he lost to Shane Mosley. He lost to Floyd Mayweather. He lost to Bernard Hopkins. And a lot of people believe that he lost to Pernell Whitaker, including HBO's own Larry Merchant. So because of this, Oscar De La Hoya has a pretty good idea of who would win a fight between a Terence Crawford and Virgil Ortiz. Just like he has a pretty good idea of who's going to win the fight between Gervonta Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia. Now, Oscar was also asked what type of deal is he going to offer to Terence Crawford? Is it going to be a multi-fight deal, et cetera, et cetera? Then Oscar De La Hoya, he said, look, man, we can get Terence Crawford whatever fights he wants. And the reporter, he said, what about the Virgil Ortiz fight? Oscar said, we can get him the Virgil Ortiz fight. We can even get him the Spence fight.
I mean, look, we can deliver whatever fights he wants.
Yeah.
He's the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world now. So, Thanks, brother. He's the best pound-for-pound fighter on the planet. So it's a matter of just strategizing, sitting down with him again. I have a good feeling that he liked what he heard today with me and Hopkins.
How likely then? How confident are you that you could close a deal with Crawford to get him and Rocha and him and Virgil?
Yeah, we can get him and Rocha, him and Virgil. We can even get him and Errol Spence.
Wow.
So, this is the way we work with other promoters, and, we want to make things happen. We want to make 2023 the biggest year for boxing. So I'm going after everybody.
Okay, so Oscar, he says he can make the Spence fight, but now that Spence has moved up to 154, we really don't know what Spence is planning on doing after that. It makes no sense for Errol Spence to come back down to 147 because remember, when he was negotiating with Crawford, he had already said, you better hurry up because I'm about to move up to 154. So he made it sound like once he moves up to 154, he will be completely done with 147. I mean, it is possible he will come back down, but we really don't know what Errol Spence is thinking for sure. Now, going back to Terence Crawford in this Alexa Rocha fight, I really think Terence Crawford should have pushed really hard for the Virgil Ortiz fight when he sat down and talked to Oscar De La Hoya. Now, according to Oscar, they're going to sit down and talk again. And when they do, Crawford really needs to push for the Virgil Ortiz fight because no one really wants to see Terence Crawford versus a very unknown Alexis Rocha. The only way this fight would make even a little sense is if Terence Crawford is being offered a multi-fight deal that includes him getting the Vergil Ortiz fight. Clearly, Vergil Ortiz does not want to fight Terence Crawford. It makes absolutely no sense that Vergil Ortiz is Crawford's mandatory. He's the #1 contender, and yet Rocha is going to get the title shot before Vergil Ortiz does? That makes no sense at all. Now, going back to the Errol Spence situation, you know, if Crawford does sign any type of deal with Golden Boy, if there was a possibility that Terence Crawford could negotiate with Errol Spence, him doing business with Golden Boy should not interfere with future or possible negotiations with Spence. Because remember, Ryan Garcia is with Golden Boy, and he's fighting against Gervonta Tank Davis next, which is a DAZN and PBC clash. So we'll see how this plays out. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, fever blisters, diabetic ulcers, this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called LO Key Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to LODkey.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram.
My name is Chris, and I'm all the way here from Anchorage, Alaska at Scalp Carolinas, and I'm here for my second treatment of SMP. Well, I was sitting at home one day and going over my Facebook page, and they have different, like advertisements popping up, and I saw one for SMP. And I saw some pictures of some guys, before and after, and I was looking at that, and it caught my attention. So I Googled it. SMP, nothing showed up in my area. So, I did a little more research, and all of a sudden, Scalp Carolinas popped up in the web browser. So I started watching his videos and seeing all the reaction from all the other people. We talked on the phone, we made appointments and everything. I sent him pictures, and he looked at them, and I was like, "Can you fix this?" And, he pretty much said, "No problem." My first session, he made me feel extremely comfortable. It was almost like I was talking to family. He started, and during the whole treatment, we talked and, about our families and our life, and, and things that he does and things that I do. And before I know it, the first session was over. When you see someone doing something that they love, as much as I see Enoch Glover love what he does, it shows in his work. I wouldn't point anyone in any other direction but here to North Carolina, Scalp Carolinas, to get this done.